Okay, out here early in the morning, best time to start. So Mr. Box and I had to get an dark 100 start to get up to this section way out here in the backcountry. We had to park on a service road, hike in about a quarter of a mile to traverse a series of ridge lines here that average about 850 to 900 feet. And we've got to get over on the other side. And we're looking for a series of coal drift mines that date back to circa 1910, 1915. So it takes a while to get up here. We've got to traverse around this side of the ridge and go all the way back around and go through this gap to see if we can get to these drift mines. But it takes some planning to do this, just logistics-wise. Okay, we're traversing near the top of this ridge right here, and we've got to keep going on around till we go through a cut right there and come down on the other side of, there's a series of drift mines that were way over here, but there's another section of drift mines, and they're supposed to interconnect with one another. They just drove straight through this ridge. So we're going to the other side of this high ridge. It takes about an hour and a half of walking just to get here. And we don't know what we're going to find, but anyway, other than that though, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning up here in the backcountry, man, up along these high ridge lines and mountains. Okay, so we traversed through a gap. Came up, the gap would be just over here, and came over the top of the ridge. We've dropped down about a good 500 feet, well, between 400 and 500, and we've landed right on the remains of this trim. We did some pretty good tracking on this one, just about pinpointed where we're going to go. So we've got two mines right here. It's this is pretty standard for coal drift mines of the era, and they're side by side going in different directions. After the coal seam is supposed to be about 3 to 4 feet. So it looks like we've got one open right here. Maybe possibly another one. Yeah. Mr. Boss going to check on that other one. So this is, yeah, this is open. So I'm glad it is, because man, it's a long hike to get here. So yeah. What do you know? Wide open. So Mr. Box is checking on that other one over here. So outstanding. Outstanding, man. Hope it's worth it. I don't even know. It could be caved in going halfway in there. But we're going to try to get all the way through to the other side of the ridge line. So, okay, he just said it's closed over there. So what we're going to do is break out our gear, take a break for a minute, and we'll slowly make our way in. And once inside, all these are interconnected, and what we want to try to do is get through to the other side of the ridge, which is about, in width, it's such a big ridge, it's about 2,500 feet in width and about 850 feet in height on this one. So we're going to see if it'll take us all the way through. All right, Mr. Box, he is advanced further on inside. I'll be coming in behind him in a few minutes. So what we were doing is hoping this is going to go through this huge ridge, and we're going to come out on the other side through some interconnections. So I've got a lot of glow sticks, a lot of markers, because when you're doing something like this, you definitely don't want to get turned around, because the same could be said if you're in the woods or even in a mine. When you turn around, everything looks different. So did a lot of planning for this one. So anyway, we'll be heading in just a few minutes. Okay, this is a look back outside, and we're going to had to wait a few minutes. I got to acclimate. There's a lot of steam in here, of course, so got to let the equipment and get the fog to dissipate. Man, all the lenses are fogging up. So, but anyway, we're going to be heading this way and catch up to Mr. Box. He is probably 300 or 400 feet further down the haulageway, so he keeps going. All right, got the coal seam there. Seems to be an average of about 36 inches max. Going through some of these coal drift mines, the coal seam can rise and fall in thickness. One area it can be 36 inches. Next one it can be 48 or 60 inches. All right, solid, well built. So, all right, we're going to get through this first section and hopefully meet up with Mr. Box. Okay, round of the corner. We're on a straight haulage way right now. Mr. Box is probably 300 or 400 feet ahead of me minimum. So, that's perfect. Wow, better than we could have ever dreamed of. Solid. This is the type of roof that you want, solid shale. And they've got it, in some cases, beveled. There's very little wooden timber supports along, so that I've seen along the haulage way. So, outstanding. All right, so I'll try to catch up with Mr. Box. Past the 800-foot distance mark a while back, we're closing in over 1,000 now. Mr. Box is up there. He yelled back. There's a haulageway intersection. So, incredibly long, but solid roof. Haven't seen any overcast, any build up to hold the ceiling or anything. But you got the remains of a miner's shovel right there. And of course, you see the stacked rock walls. That's where they dug out the coal seam. Just dug a big recess, got that coal. And while they were working on, excavating this for the tunnel and the mine, whatever loose rock they would take in that recess where the coal was and stack up the rocks. So, excellent process because it would alleviate having to fill up so many empty mine carts with tailings and waste. So, they had it down to a science, man. But I tell you, coming back in here with a carbide light, yeah, that's the best they had at the time, man. But anyway, that would be kind of daunting. Yeah, looking at it from today's standpoint. But anyway, we're going to keep heading along this haulage way, man. I mean, it just keeps going. So, all right. All right, Mr. Box, he's way up there ahead of me. I've taken a couple of slight turns on this haulage way. So we're heading straight through the ridge. So, had to sit down and take a break for a minute, man. He yelled something back to me, and I think he said something about a moonshine still that he just came across, or maybe two. So, solid roof, though. it right there. Got that coal seam. All right, we'll press on down here further. Yep, that's what it looks to be like. I mean, we got to be closing in 2,000 feet, maybe longer, 2,500 feet underground, heading through this ridge. And there you go, man. These guys were ingenious, man. That's pretty good size. Got some remains of the bottles there. It's kind of rare to see right there. That's a pretty good sized vat. That looks about 200 gallons, maybe. Looks like there's another one right there, maybe. I think he said one or maybe two. So he's doing some trailblazing today. Anyway, always something to see when you see a moonshine still, irregardless if it's intact or in pieces. Just amazing, man. My hat's off to these guys for being this industrious, man. All right, well, push. Looks like we got to go through some water. All right, on the other side, fixing to go through that water. I got a couple of, looks like a couple of old vinegar bottles, maybe from the 40s. Glass, screw top, still intact. That looks like the bottom part of a mine cart right there, the axle. Could be. So, all right. All right, keep going, keep heading forward. All right, made it through about knee-deep water. And yeah, I don't like to, plus I had some GoPro mounted on my head or something. I like to be kind of hands-free doing that. There's just slippery cross ties underneath that water. It's about 3 feet. So best thing to do is when you're doing that is to hold on to the side when you're coming. And there's little buddy right there. Mr. Batch, you are a long way inside. Whew, amazing how they can find their way out of here. I thought Mr. Box had said there was another moonshine still he came across. He said he's moving, man. He's left a smoke trail better than a Cohiba. But this is the remains of another moonshine still. And you can see all those marks. Probably the revenue agents or sheriffs got to them. It's just, I tell you what, in order to find these guys had to have some inside man tell me these were. Because we're about a half a mile, over 2,500 feet, 2,600 feet inside, heading for the other side of the ridge. So that's the remains of a vat right there. It's definitely not in good shape as the other one. Got some linseed oil cans, maybe some kerosene cans. Yeah, all kinds of cans there. Yeah, this looks like it was in operation for some time. All right, we'll see if we can catch up with Mr. Box up there. I finally found him. The Yeti lives. He's been leaving a smoke trail through these drift mines, man. He knows what he's doing. He said there's a haulageway intersection up right where he's at, so good place to take a break. And we're a good ways, man, maybe halfway into the mountain ridge. That's a minecart wheel right there. Circa early 1900s. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Top squat.
Nice haulage intersection. Oh man, that's nice. So he's found a soda bottle.
Coca-Cola.
This is a good place to take a break, man. Absolutely. All right. Okay, we have taken a considerable break. We needed it. So Mr. Box checked out that haulage way there. He said about 200 yards or 100 yards down, it's flooded to the ceiling. So we are going to go this route, and I think this is going to be able to, we'll be able to continue on our journey through the other side of the ridge. But I'll tell you, rare is the day when you see a perfectly intact coal drift mine such as this, a whole labyrinth of them underneath this ridge. And that's a beautiful, beautiful black coal right there, man. Beautiful. So, all right. All right. I'm going to quit filming and get on through this water right here. Make sure I don't slip and keep heading that direction. Okay, just behind where Mr. Box is. We've just come from that direction, and we are now at a 180-degree turn in the drift mine, heading in this direction. So, we got to be 2,500, 3,000 feet now, easy. So, if our calculations are correct, this might be the halfway point. But anyway, Mr. Box is taking advantage of, see that alcove, so he can stand up, man.
Stretch your back.
I mean, when you see a tall spot in the roof, you take advantage of it for a minute. But anyway, you got the stacked rock walls here, but it's very unique, man. It's a total 180-degree turn. And have seen a couple of mule shoes here. It's just incredible, man. I don't know if they were mules or the type escapes me right now, but I'll remember it. But anyway, we're going to get going here in just a minute, but just a incredibly well-preserved mine. Just walking through a piece of mining history. It's pretty neat. Okay, been making way after doing that 180-degree turn, and we've been descending. So we came in on the top side, and we're at number 35 header right here. So that means unless we hit something different, we got to go all the way to 0. So, or 1 at least. But anyway, I tell you, man, never been in the mine where you've got such haulage ways for long distances as this. Pretty remarkable. All right, keep going. Okay, we just hit the water again. So, pretty clear. Normally I don't do this, but since I can see what's on the ground with the clear water, I'll go ahead and try it. On second thought. Okay. I thought I could video going through all that water, but there's some serious low ceilings back there, so I stopped it. So we're at the edge of where this water is, and we're at number 31. So we're descending, heading this way, and yeah, we're beyond the halfway point. So gonna see if we can do it, man. Go through this entire ridge. This will be a first. Okay, we just came in from this direction. We've been dropping some glow sticks just in case we need to reverse course, which we hope we don't have to. But you're on the side of safety there. So we have had to go through knee-deep water, some low ceilings, and we're heading in this direction, and it's going to get wet again. And that's why we are taking a break. And you've got that fantastic, I mean, that's a rich black coal right there, man. It's just amazing. You know, when you see all that, you're going, man, why didn't they get that? You know? Just stack it, but you got me. But anyway, that is some rich black coal. But we're going to be heading in this direction after we finish our siesta. So we're taking a slight turn to the left, and so we've dropped another glow stick just in case. This mine is massive, man.
Yeah.
That's a good 3.5 foot coal seam, 36 inches or better. Trainway rail, so the water's running down. Man, I've seen the water go up and down several times, so something tells me we're getting ready to find a moonshine still.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. More headroom.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's running down at a pretty good clip right now. All right. All right, looks like we're going to have to go through a lake. So let me suspend this for a minute and get on the other side. All right. That's a good size vat right there. Good size. Man, those guys had to come. I mean, this is almost a third of a mile underground, maybe more, maybe almost half. Incredible, man, what these guys did, man, to make moonshine. I don't know how they got it all in here. Maybe the rails were still intact. All right. Let's see. I'm going to hold up here for a few minutes, and we're going to wait on Mr. Box. Make sure we don't get separated. So this is a good place to hold up here for a minute. But impressive moonshine still. Waiting for Mr. Box to come up. Kind of gone up where that water is, so I'm sure I'm going to descend again. But he's coming behind me. But this is a great find right here. That is probably an early 1900s whiskey bottle. And that's the kind, you know, you had a cork. So just laying on top of this beautiful section of coal right here. So, nice find. Didn't have to go dig that one out. So, amazing what you see when you come into these old mines. All right. This is what it's like to take a break in the mine. My man, Mr. Box, he will show you how it's done.
Absolutely.
So we checked our calculations. We're over halfway, like we said. So we got a little bit more ways to go, but we've been, you know, as we come into these mines, we'll hopefully be able to find some bottles on our way. So we have actually been doing pretty good. That's one whiskey bottle, possibly another one with the raised emblem. Seen that before. That could be a mineral water bottle. We've got a Coca-Cola bottle, and we've got a whiskey bottle. I'd like to see the history on this Coca-Cola bottle, so do a little research on that. But this is what we found so far. Pretty neat. Okay, we'll put a glow stick right there. We're going to be heading in this direction. So, kind of coming down to reserve battery power here because we've been underground for, what, 5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to keep going down this haulage way, but going to hold off on a lot of the filming until we get to what we suspect is near the end. And probably make a couple of more videos, but usually it's most of the same. But it's an impressive labyrinth. Got the bag there with the bottles, so we're having to carry that. So pretty impressive, man. And we're gonna keep going this way. Mr. Box, he went and checked that out, and he said it went into a T intersection. Said it was pretty cool. I stayed right here. I needed the break. So anyway, we're going to be heading off in this direction, and maybe hopefully we'll try to film when we get to the end. All right, and there it is, way in the distance. That's it. I mean, that's the other entrance, man. That's the exit. I think this will be almost 6,000 feet going under this ridge, man. I don't really want to do that again. But anyway, that's a look back right there. So, decided not to film a whole lot as we were getting closer because don't want to cut into those reserve batteries in case of an emergency. So when you're using all these lights, man, it burns through the battery. So anyway, Mr. Box is heading towards the exit, and I'm going to join him in just a few minutes. Daylight, baby. Oh, man. God. All right. I think I'm spent. All right. Well, man, I think this will do it. Good trip. Well planned. Okay. So we're on the other side of the ridge. So we are actually going to be taking this route back, and what we're going to do is go back and go through another gap and come back out on the other side, which is going to be probably a little over a mile hike just to get back to our starting point on the other side. But anyway, don't get to say you go through a ridge line too often, staying in a mine. But anyway, all right, another great trip.